Hey everybody, it's Michael Fair from FilmFestivalCircuit.com, and we're going to be talking about the Georgia Comedy Film Festival Summer 2024 event that will be taking place in Atlanta. And it's not just comedy film screenings. We have networking in person. So if you're in the Atlanta area, please come down and visit us at 4 o'clock on August the 28th. We're going to be networking for a little while with anybody. It's open to the public for the film industry. We have an awards program at 6 o'clock, and then we're going to be screening films, a lot of short films and pilots and funny music videos and mockumentaries, dark comedy, you name it. The intention of every one of these films is to make you laugh. And one of the films that has been nominated for the Best Dark Comedy Film Award, a finalist. That's right. I'm introducing Last Night with the Devil, and we have the star or co-star, and I'll let you explain it, but Alex Pires is in the house. What up, Alex?
Whoop whoop.
Congrats.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Congrats on your accomplishment. The judges have recognized your work as being just exceptional. I got great notes about production, acting, comedic timing. I mean, they like this one. And I could see you put a lot of work into it, but I'll let you tell us what it's about.
Well, first off, thank you. Happy to be here. Happy to be a part of the festival. That means a lot that you guys really dig it, especially on a production side. There were a lot of conversations between our director, Torin Scott, and our cinematographer, Ben Steeper, about trying to not have this just be, two like talking heads in a room. And, how do we make a, aesthetically and, cinematography like forward, pleasing movie. So yeah, I really appreciate that. As far as what it's about, our sort of log line is an accidental overdose brings a man to a supernatural face-to-face encounter with the devil, where he learns some hard truths and the key to his happiness.
All right. There's a lot to unpack here. So on the creative side, you bring a little bit of a lot. I mean, you bring humor to a pretty serious situation. I mean, you've got this story that people can relate to, and without giving it away, I'm trying not to give the whole thing away, but I think that when people look at this, you're also with humor, you're bringing up some topics that are important, and maybe some mindsets, especially like coming out of COVID and things like that, maybe some mindsets that people are dealing with. And you are an artist twofold in this, in that you wrote it and or maybe you were part of that writing team, you can tell me. And so you've got this concept, but you've also got this delivery. You're in front of the camera and behind the camera, writing, acting. Where's your motivation here? Why write it? Why play it? Like, give us some insight.
Yeah, so I co-wrote, co-produced, and co-starred in this thing. Rose, my other, my other half, Rose Sanfillipo, it was phenomenal. And we've been friends for years, and we were trying to find a way to work together again because we had not worked together since, a web series that I also created, and that was fun, but she had a sort of guest star role in that. So we were like, how do we work together? So it started there, and then we just pulled from, okay, what are the real life implications? What's going on right now? And suicide, unfortunately, is I think currently still at an all-time high. Maybe that's dipped a little bit, but and also depression and anxiety, especially among millennials and Gen Z, but really everybody in this post-COVID, if you can even say post, world, and also with the double strikes that happen in the industry and everything that's just happening geopolitically. Even at the time of making this movie, which was a little bit before some of the most recent kind of tragic, traumatizing news. But how do we tap into that and also make it digestible by being a little bit funny? So we spent months and months and months and months trying to figure out a way to keep it short and sweet and make you laugh, but also say something.
Mm. I worked on set. I worked in production as an audio engineer when I was doing things, and I can't imagine. I had so many details and so many things to focus on in a shooting day. I can't imagine being on both sides of the camera. Setting expectations for yourself, delivering the character how it's written. Like, can you give me any insight on balancing both sides on set and really making this happen?
It depends on the project, in my experience. When I was doing the web series, I created, wrote, and starred in that, and
Mhm.
so and that was 7 episodes over the span of, a year or so, and, that was tough because I had a lot of different people coming to me with questions, and I ultimately had to have the answers, for the director, for the DP, for other producers that were involved. For this, because it's a standalone short film, and because there was, more of a crew, a key, creative crew here, uh, it was easier because, I'm writing for myself, so I know, or we are writing for ourselves, so we know how we want this to look and what the vibe is and all of that. And then we get to have those really deep discussions and collaborate with Torin, the director, Ben, our DP, and the rest of the team, and take their ideas as well. And so when we got onto set, sure, I had to answer some questions here and there, but most of the heavy lifting, as far as that side of things, was taken by those guys, and Rose and I got to mostly just be actors on set, which is really nice.
All right, good stuff. Well, what else do you have planned for the future? I mean, beyond Last Night with the Devil, what else are you working on?
So I just very luckily, because you never know with these things, I just saw recently that I got in the final cut of the new Bad Boys movie. So Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die, your boy's in there. Go check it out while it's still in theaters. If you can see it in IMAX or Dolby or something, trust me, it's worth it. These guys took all the action-packed fun, uh, stuff that you love about, the Jerry Bruckheimer, the Michael Bay type stuff from 90s and early O's, and then, like, threw some extra really cool cinematography in there, and camera work and lighting, and all of that. So, and the jokes are there. I mean, Martin is, like, coming at you strong with the jokes, and Will's got you with, like, some jokes as well, but, like, the, sexy, funny, sort of leading man energy.
Mm.
I also just finished, 5 different Geico commercials, little campaign.
Whoa.
So that should be all over social media and whatnot, within the next month or so, I'm guessing. So, if anybody sees those, send them, send them to me. And I am also staying very busy, in addition to auditions and other things that come in from the outside. I have been developing a comedy series, for, like, a streamer, like a 30-minute, based on the web series that I had just mentioned previously.
Mm.
And I'm also, in the midst of writing with my team a dramedy feature.
Whoa. Okay. You are busy. You got the plate. Wow.
You gotta be.
Yeah. Well, look, man, multi-talented. I see you on the development side. I see you in front of the camera. Excellent performance. This has been a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you work. And I wasn't familiar with your work until I saw this film, and I was thoroughly impressed. I think you bring like a certain authenticity. Like it. Sometimes you see films and you're like, wow, this person is a character. They're making a character. And it just felt like to me watching your film without revealing plot lines, it's just like a real dude. Like you're going through a real authentic kind of flawed person, like looking in the mirror, like you've got your quirks and your tendencies and those things, and those are hard to coach. So I wanted to give you that compliment. I'm really impressed with your work.
Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And I'm not surprised you're not familiar, because, there's so many people more people going for this these days than there used to be. And, there's all kinds of new places to find content. So we're definitely inundated with the good and the bad and the ugly. As far as the character and all that stuff, I won't give anything away either for anybody who wants to watch it. But there are certain things that are in there as well that we don't talk about, but was important to me to show, like,
Mm,
a black dude who's, at least financially, doing really well in life,
mm.
right? So when you watch the movie, uh, my character's got a pretty sick pad, that's like a really nice spot in New York, and he works on that that sort of corporate, high white collar level,
Hmm.
and is still not happy,
Yeah.
and is still trying to figure things out as far as the emotional mental side of things. And so unexpectedly get some of these insights from the devil, but we're turning a lot of religious and spiritual, uh I don't want to say like stereotypes, but sort of ideas on their head with this movie, and kind of blending a lot of things of just like this, this is sort of poking fun at the Christianity viewpoint of this, and here's a little Buddhism for you. Here's a little, a little bit of this and that.
Sure.
So for anybody who's like a theologian or historian in that respect, you can kind of see the different things we're pulling from to kind of make this whole thing work and have fun with it. But there's also some fun animation in there. Our really good friend Mitzi Akaha did the animation, and as good as she is with that sort of fun, quirky stuff, she's an even better actor. So
Oh
you can
wow.
see her, and she's got a couple different projects in one's in Sundance, the other one's in either Slam Dance or Rain Dance, one of those. And she's been in a gajillion commercials and all this other stuff. So I'm just excited that I got to work with such a great team for this project, and that I have really talented people that are interviewing me currently,
Oh, good.
who are excited about it, and that ideally we can continue to collaborate and make unique things together, because there's a lot of people who are over the sequel franchise IP stuff that Hollywood is pushing out, and wants to see something a little different. So here's to that.
All right, good stuff. Hey, I agree. I think there can be some film fatigue, and I see why they roll the dice on stuff that has some track record first, right? But I agree with you. I mean, I feel like if you look back at the last 10 years, there's so many sequels. There's so many sequels and repeats, and I mean, they're even sequeling television shows and prequeling, Game of Thrones and all this kind of stuff. And it's just a crazy
Right.
time. This is fresh. It's dope to see, like, what you're doing. So
Right. Well, and the sequels and all that IP stuff, it has its place. I'm not saying let's stop doing those altogether. Bad
sure,
Boys 4 is a fun movie.
yeah,
I enjoyed Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. I dig a lot of the stuff that comes out. It's fun, but it can't be the only thing that's out there. And even the indie movies that we get are starring A-list celebrities with multi-million dollar budgets. So
sure.
we need to continue to fan the flames of the indie filmmakers such as ourselves to get opportunities and make really cool stuff that people will definitely be into.
For sure. Well, look, if anyone wants to follow your productions and follow you, how can they do that?
For my productions, you can go to our website. That's escapetheboxproductions.com. If you're looking for me specifically, because I also do sketches, I've done stand-up, voiceover, all the fun stuff, you can find me specifically at Alex Joseph Pires. That's on both Instagram and TikTok and any other platform really that's out there. So those would probably be the easiest.
All right. Well, is there anything else, Alex, you'd like to add before we go?
Yeah, I want to say thank you specifically to the judges of the Georgia Film Festival here, to hear the feedback that y'all were very into the production and even let us in to begin with, and now we're finalists. It's just like, wow, that's heartwarming, because you don't get too many pats on the back as as an indie filmmaker, especially these days. So really truly means a lot. So thank you to all of you there. Also thankful for all of my collaborators and all of the people who watch and enjoy the stuff that I put out and my team puts out. You guys are all great. And also cheesy, but thank you to my mom. She's way out in Massachusetts, and from the get has been nothing but completely supportive. And I wouldn't be here in my career without that support in every way imaginable. So thanks, Mom.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the kind words, and again, it's an honor for us to have your work at the festival and in Atlanta. Can't wait for everybody to catch the screening. So, thanks for your time. I really appreciate you joining us today.
No, well, and thank you again. I really appreciate you creating this space for not only me but other filmmakers to do this get a little bit more following and juice behind the projects, and you know, it really means a lot. You are very much needed in this indie world. So thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you to say. And hey, it's a passion for us. You know, it's not starting a film festival and judging movies is definitely not a get rich prospect, but you know what? It's fun, man. Like to unpack it all and to see what people are creating. And, you know, as I get older, to even just see what younger generations are doing and what younger generations think are funny. And, you know, in comedy, you know, I don't mean to go on a soapbox here, but with comedy specifically, it's the one genre where you get your feedback instantly in a theater situation. You know if something's funny. You know, with a drama or documentary, sometimes you have to wait until the clapping comes at the end, or maybe you have to see someone, you know, wipe away a tear. I guess in horror you can see people jump and things like that, but with comedy specifically, that feedback comes quick. And I think that there's a certain value when a filmmaker watches themselves on screen with a group of people that they don't know, because mom, uncle, friend, they're all going to tell you, you know, it's great. But when you get into, you know, these situations in a film festival where it's back to back to back to back, it's an interesting experience. So I encourage people, if you're in Georgia, please come check us out. Check out this movie; it's great, and you're going to see some talent up on that screen from people all over the world. So,
Definitely.
again, thanks a lot.
Thank you.